This is gonna be cool. So I live in Vietnam, so obviously I'm surrounded by Vietnamese food all the time. And I can't stop thinking about pasta. I just really want to make pasta. I still have the flavors of Vietnam in my head. So today I'm going to take a traditional Vietnamese dish and try to turn it into like a Italian feeling pasta dish. And I was so lucky at the market I found this special ingredient. This is củ nén. This is like a combination of like garlic and shallot, kind of similar to that. It's very, very popular in the central region of Vietnam, and it's always used to make this dish called mi Wang. So I was really happy when I found it because I want to try to make this as close as possible. And a lot of people will say you cannot make authentic mi Wang without this unique little bulb here. If you can't find the bulb, you can use garlic and shallot, but I was pretty pumped to find it. So let's peel these things. So if I'm going to use these củ nén, I'm obviously going to make some sort of mi Wang variation. So that's going to be the idea today. So we're going to take the flavors of mi Wang, but we're just going to serve it in a different style while still trying to stay true to the dish. Have I ever peeled these things before? No. So there must be an easy way to do it. I can't imagine they peel these one by one like this. Although they do peel kind of easy, but still, one at a time seems hard. I should probably look up on YouTube how to peel these things, but maybe I should just smash them. Or maybe they don't even peel them. I don't know. But I'm peeling them. Well, 4 down. Okay, she just peels them. Try the water. It's trying to be real rough with it. Does that work? No. That doesn't work. All right. That's all right. They're so fun to peel. Spicy. It's layered like a shallot. It's not like a single clove like garlic. It is hot. Wow, it's very strong. It is like a garlic spicy little shallot. I guess I would say it like that. Definitely not great to eat raw, but it's cool, strong flavor. Whoa! Besides for the củ nén, we also have some shallot. If I had an onion, I would use it. I don't have it. And some turmeric. I'm gonna peel both. God, the turmeric is so fragrant. All of this is just gonna get chopped together, so I'm not really concerned. I'll just start going through it. But I do want to chop it fine, so I'll start with the turmeric. This almost has like a ginseng smell to it. It definitely has a different aroma. Woo, my eyes are going. Okay. Chew! So in terms of protein, mi Wang usually has pork and shrimp. Sometimes it has chicken, and it usually has quail egg as well. So I got some ground pork. I got some shrimp, I got some chicken stock, that's gonna be our chicken. And instead of quail eggs, I have some gata, or like these little wild chicken eggs. They're really flavorful chicken eggs. So we're gonna start with the pork. Basically, we're making like a pork ragu, and instead of using tomato or any other sort of liquid, we're gonna use the mi Wang soup base as the liquid for the ragu. That makes sense. So on top of my chicken stock, I have all this chicken fat. I'm gonna use the chicken fat to fry the pork in. Some of it at least. I'm also going to use some annatto seed oil for color, because that's always popular for this dish. It seems good. A little more. I'll use it all. Once the oil's a little bit hot, I can add my ground pork. This is about 800 grams, so it's a little less than 2 pounds. I'm going to fry this until I get some color on it, until I get some caramelization. All right, so now it's fully cooked, but there's no color, so I'm just going to keep going. All right, pork's starting to get some color. I'm going to let it go a little longer. I'm just going to throw all of our aromatics on top. The củ nén, turmeric, and the shallot. I can turn the heat down to like medium now. And I just want to cook out the aromatics, maybe like 5 minutes. It is fragrant. Jeez. So this is just a fresh coconut that's been peeled. I'll just pop this open and get the juice. See if I can pop this side. No. Just that one side. How big can I make the hole? That big. Okay, that should be big enough. All right, it's been about 5 minutes so the aromatics are cooked down. I'm going to add the coconut water slowly because it's going slowly and I don't have the tool to put another hole in it. Come on, coconut. Okay, I'm going to add the chicken stock and a lot of it. That seems cool. And I'll throw the pineapple in too. Now this is going to cook out for like 4 hours. I'm going to reduce it almost completely till it's pretty darn dry. So we want to just get all that flavor, intensify it, reduce it down. I'm trying to get the fat emulsified into the liquid as it gets down there too. And right now I have no seasoning in it because I don't want to season it now and then have it over seasoned once it reduced. So I'm just going to leave it like this and season at the end. That's it. We can get the other stuff ready. So typically this dish is served with whole shrimp in the soup. So I was trying to think, how do I incorporate that into the dish? And also, it's usually served with a type of rice cracker, like a grilled crispy rice cracker that has black sesame seeds in it. So I'm thinking of doing like a tempura fried shrimp. Not really tempura, but like a fried shrimp with black sesame. We're gonna try it. All right, so I have some little shrimp here. All I'm gonna do is snip the tail, cut the head, and just trim the legs a little bit. That's it, good to go. I don't even think I'm going to cut the legs. I kind of like the legs. Just snip the sharp parts. All right, we'll give this a quick wash. All right, and I'm okay to have a little bit of water, just a little left over in there. Now, super simple. I guess I should do some seasoning. I'm going to throw some mushroom seasoning in here. This is just like basically like an MSG. I'll do some MSG as well. I'm going to do some fish sauce. Probably like let's say a half a teaspoon baking powder. I'm going to throw in some black sesame seeds. Give this a mix. And then I have some just rice flour. I'm going to put a good amount in. And I'm just going to let this hang out like this. So it's kind of coated, but it's still kind of uncoated too. I've done this before with pickles, for like fried pickles, and it was amazing. So hopefully this works out. Hopefully this will kind of give us the texture of the rice cracker wrapped around the shrimp. I think it'll work. Probably. I'm just going to lay the shrimp out so they don't stick together until I'm ready to fry them. Maybe I should have just put plastic down and then put this on top instead of this much flour, but we'll find out. There's a dish called bentom, which is like a fried shrimp fritter, where the shrimp is like super fried, super crispy, not in like a batter or anything. Like the shell itself is the crunchy part, not like the batter. So I'm hoping to get a similar result because I do love that. And I'm glad to see, it looks like the sesame seeds are sticking on, so that's pretty cool. All right, so in terms of like final ingredients that we need to kind of keep the heart of the dish, I guess. The eggs I'm gonna poach and just put it on top of the pasta. That seems fine. I have some ham, which isn't really traditional, but it's like a Chinese chive or like a green onion type flavor. I'm just gonna cut that small and fold it into the pasta at the end just to give it some more herbaceousness. Mint, I'm gonna just pick and put on at the end. That seems to make the most sense. There's always peanuts, and sometimes there's mustard leaf, depending. I prefer it with mustard leaf, but usually on the side you're gonna get mustard leaf or lettuce or bean sprout or banana flour or mint as well. So I was confused. Initially I thought I was gonna make a pesto with the mustard leaf and the peanuts together, because it just kind of, that sounds like a cool idea, it makes sense, but when I think about eating the dish, I think texturally the best thing is just gonna be to pick the mustard leaf, do a few leaves on top like I'll do the mustard, and then just grind the peanuts and put it on top like a powder. That may not be the coolest way or the most interesting way to present it, but when I think about eating it, I think it's the best. I could also see maybe taking the mustard leaf and blanching it and then cutting it really thin and making like a salsa type thing with the chopped peanuts inside too. I could see that working. Putting it on top. I'm not sure about this. I have to think about this a little bit. But let me clean the peanuts while I'm waiting. I'm going to remove the pineapple now. It's getting pretty dry. I'm going to season this with some MSG, a little sugar, salt, and fish sauce. Very good. I need more salt. Meat's super tender. So I am going to blanch the mustard leaf just because this is older. It's going to have a stronger flavor. So I want to kind of reduce the strength of it. So I'm going to blanch it just a little bit, a couple seconds. I'm going to season this very lightly. This is a little bit of like a fried shallot and fried garlic oil, just to give it some flavor. And a pinch of salt as well. Mix that and call it a day for this. Well, I didn't record that, but I cut the Chinese chives. So here it is, it's cut, ready to go. The bottoms I cut pretty small, and the tops I cut a little bit longer. That's it. So now this like pork is super reduced, so we can get dinner ready now. I got a pot of water on for pasta. I got a pot of water on to poach the eggs, so let's get that started. In the pasta water, I'm gonna throw some turmeric in, because this noodle is usually yellow, so I'm just gonna throw some turmeric in the water to get that going a little bit. So I'm running out of burner, so I pulled the ragu off. Now I'm just throwing some oil in this pan to fry the shrimp too. Alright, so drop the spaghetti. And these shrimp, I'm trying to fry them super crispy, like overcooked in a Western sense. But here, because I want them to hold their texture even when they get wet from the sauce, I want them to remain crispy. So these are going to be super crunchy. And basically with this, we're trying to cook it for the skin, not necessarily cook it for the, we're cooking it for the shell, not necessarily cooking for the flesh. Very, very, very good. No, try it. Very good. The marinade on this is so flavorful. It's so crunchy. It was a win. Great technique. I'm running out of burner space and the noodles are almost done. So I'm just going to save some of the pasta water to finish the ragu, and I'll strain the pasta. Well, they're yellow. That's cool. So you can see these little gata, or these wild chicken eggs there, probably twice the size of a quail egg. They're pretty cool and they have great flavor. So we'll poach these. So I'm going to throw the garlic chive in the sauce, and I'll throw some spaghetti in here. Cook this in the sauce a little bit and thicken it, kind of combine it. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, more fish sauce, more salt. All right, let's plate it. All right, take some of the mustard. Make a little bed for the egg. Some mint. Oh, shoot. I thought I had pickled shallots. That's pickled ginger. Bummer. We'll do some peanut. Boom, that's it. Let's try it. It looks good. I'm a little bummed. I thought I had pickled shallots in the fridge, so Let's say it would have had some pickled shallots in there. I'll do a little lime. I think this is pretty cool. So I still got a little bit brothy, so it kind of still feels like mi wang. I mean, it kind of looks like it, kind of reminds me of it, but it kind of doesn't too, for sure. Super, super interesting. I think this is kind of excellent. I think it's super, super good. Completely reminds me of mi wang, but it eats differently. It's delicious. The shrimp is delicious. It's like very light Italian pasta. It's not rich. It's super light. I would totally serve this. I would make this again. I would serve this to people. I love it. The shrimp to me is the best part. The shrimp's amazing. If I did this again, I would want a little bit more richness in the sauce. So I would either put more fat in the sauce and try to get it emulsified at the end, whether that be pork fat or chicken fat, or maybe I would crack the egg yolks in a bowl like you would do carbonara, and then throw the hot, get that richness on the pasta. That would be the only thing I would change in here. Everything else I love. It's super fantastic. And I want the pickle. I forgot chili. We got the chili. I would want the pickled shallots. Ooh. And I want to try it with the heat. If I wasn't cooking for my kids, I probably would cook the chili flake into the ragu. All right, this was a major win. I totally love this. You will definitely see me make this in a restaurant situation serving people. This will be a thing of mine. I love it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a like and subscribe. A lot more coming. If you enjoy this kind of cooking content, let me know. I will do more of it. Probably going to do more regardless or not, because I'm curious to explore this whole Vietnamese pasta thing. I like this idea. See ya.